one of the most important things that has also evolved underneath the covers of that is the ability to monitor, keep track of, alert on, all of these things, everything to do with your infrastructure and everything to do with your data. And we've had this gentleman, our next guest, on before, here on NetApp On Air. You can find his previous episode right here on the YouTube channel. His name's Brett Albertson, and joining us on the show. Thank you so much, Brett.
Thank you for having me, Nick. I really appreciate it.
So, recap for us, what is it you would say you do here?
They tell me I'm a technical marketing engineer for ActiveIQ, BlueXP. I also represent Fusion, our sizing tool, but that's not available to customers, and some other tools like Hardware Universe and IMT. So.
Well, you mentioned Hardware Universe, so very excited about the new posters that have come out.
Yes.
We're gonna tout those all throughout the show today, guys.
Yes, we have posters. For those not here at the conference, they're available on the NetApp Gear Store for purchase for a nominal amount of money. They will also be published on the Hardware Universe website, the image, so that you can get it printed at your local print shop if you want. And I think Nick's about to showcase the beautiful poster.
Let's unfurl. For those that didn't get to see it yesterday.
Yeah. This is the first time we've made one in 5 years.
I know.
Back from the dead, the Hardware Universe
We really
poster.
tried to bring it back. For those at home that may not know, we really tried to bring it back in 2020. And I spent some time with Wayne. We were going to do some fun stuff like a data center dude edition. We were going to do give it and sell it for charity and stuff like that. We were going to do all. For some reason, it just never could. We never could get it over the hump.
And a big shout out to Wayne Mueller for helping design it, and George Pamboros for helping to fund it.
Yes.
Thank you
for money, George. And thank you, Wayne, for always pushing it and seeing it through. Really good heated debates we had over the summer about what should and shouldn't go on the poster, and we kept that true to the hardware geeks out there. So you guys are going to love the new poster. I can remember having one hanging in my cubicle in 2007 as a customer. So let's talk. So coming off the conversation with Yancey, I really want to go back to give people a rundown in case they're familiar real quick. Like, what does ActiveIQ do for them, and what does it do for us as well?
So ActiveIQ is based on customers' telemetry data, and what it really does is allow you to manage and monitor and report on and even support your infrastructure, and it works across your entire fleet. So one of the big advantages of ActiveIQ, it's not tied to a certain platform, so it can run, and it's automatically on. When you install your system, whether you're installing an E-Series, a storage grid, or an ONTAP, on-prem or CVO, it's auto on. So as long as you allow the network to allow the traffic to get to NetApp, ActiveIQ is there for you. The other thing that's great is that we have the business knowledge of what systems belong to who. So when you log into our portal, you automatically get to see your inventory. You know, a lot of tools, you have to install something to either collect data, and a lot of tools, you basically start with a blank canvas and you have to add your inventory and discover it. You don't have to do that with ActiveIQ. The day you buy something from NetApp, it'll appear in your inventory and be there for you automatically.
I think that's fantastic. I loved having the access to the inventory, my serial numbers, my licenses, any auto support logs, the history that I want to look through. Like, all of that stuff is valuable as an end user. Switch gears for me. How do we use this data?
So the way NetApp uses the data is we actually mine the data for product management reasons, for one thing. So we try to see which features are really being used by customers. So for example, you saw on the main stage, they said that ARP is one of our fastest growing features. How do they know that? Autosport data is how they know it. Otherwise, how would we know how many volumes it's turned on for? We wouldn't. So things like that are invaluable for us as a company. The other thing we use it for is we know when systems are coming to their end of support contract or end of maintenance. We can tell the customer, we can call the customer, we can contact the customer and say, you need to renew this, or you need to tech refresh this. That's the end of its life. So we use the data for sales purposes like that. And it's really invaluable for NetApp for those purposes.
Yeah, and I think there's an element of it as well that we give friendly pokes every now and then, like, hey, new ONTAP's out. Hey,
and that too.
You might want to upgrade. Hey,
or hey, you're running out of space on this aggregate. Why don't you buy some new disks?
Yeah, you need a new shelf. You're at 98% utilized.
That's right. That's.
What's the future of ActiveIQ look like in a sense? Like, where do we want to take it from here? And tell me about some of the crazy use cases you see people using this thing for.
So ActiveIQ Digital Advisor has been integrated into BlueXP. All of the management tools are going to BlueXP. And we are actually strongly encouraging customers to start accessing ActiveIQ instead of the direct website through BlueXP, because it's the same experience. You don't lose anything. The functionality is literally identical. And in BlueXP, you can, for a long time, ActiveIQ was read-only because we work on telemetry data. But now that we're in BlueXP, the big thing that we've done the last year is we all of a sudden have these read-write use cases. So, for example, there's a widget that says, oh, your firmwares are out of date. You can click a button to update them. There's a new, the thing I'm most excited about is we just released a software updates workflow in BlueXP, which is combining the power of the upgraded advice of ActiveIQ, so it still has that same great advice about which version of ONTAP you should upgrade to and what the risks are there any blockers and warnings. But before, you would just download a plan and that was the end. You got this great plan, but that was it. But now that we're in BlueXP, you literally, if you're on ONTAP 9, 10, or higher, it goes right into System Manager, and bam, you can literally click a button to start the install. And you don't even need to download the ONTAP image or anything, just all of that, since you already had planned the upgrade, we know exactly what version you're trying to get. So it happens, and when we do real customer test cases, if you look at the time spent by customers, they were telling us they were saving about 90% of the time that used to take to do upgrades. A lot of that is the old downloading the image, putting it somewhere locally, etc. So I'm really proud about that. I think our group did a great job. We worked with the System Manager team and the BlueXP team to get that done. And you'll see more cases like that. I brought up 1 or 2. There's actually 4 of those read-write use cases from ActiveIQ in BlueXP today, and there's more on the way.
That's fantastic. It's one of the things that, even with my home lab at home, I've been wanting to set it up, and we even created like a dummy customer account, DCD Labs or something like that, to be able to put it in. I haven't gotten to the point of putting it into BlueXP yet. And as soon as I was waiting to get past Insight, I knew there were some updates and things coming. So be on the lookout, guys. I'm going to be making some videos, and we'll have some more episodes here of On Air going over some of these things with ActiveIQ. I guess the last question I want to ask you is, beyond BlueXP, can you talk anything about where we're going with UM? Is that your area? Is that thing still hanging around?
It's not my area. So UM is going to be around a long time, because the one thing it does really, really well that's irreplaceable is dark site and air-gapped use cases. And so a lot of the functionality of UM is actually now integrated in BlueXP, but again, that's really only useful for people who are not in dark sites.
Correct.
So the version of UM will continue to be updated and and in fact, I just was talking to the main product manager, and they were saying there's a couple new features coming in the next release.
Fantastic.
So it's not dead. But there is a unified alerting functionality coming in October in BlueXP, which is going to get alerts from all the major integrated tools, including Unified Manager. So the alerting function for Unified Manager, System Manager, and ActiveIQ is going to be unified for the first time ever in BlueXP.
Wow.
So I'm not saying you shouldn't use Unified Manager, but if you are not air-gapped or dark site or whatever, you probably should be going to BlueXP.
Yeah, because you're going to get the constant updates. You're going to get the constant refreshes of the latest iterations of ActiveIQ exactly when it's built into BlueXP like that. Instead of having to deal with an installable, basically.
That's exactly right. It's the beauty of a SaaS product.
Brett, always a pleasure talking with you, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the show.
Thank you. I will. Bye.
All right. Take care.